Drink your coffee before you start your video.
Anyways, my name is Josh. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to be discussing every single thing I have done to my 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness so far. So most of you have no idea why the intro was the intro, but there was a single person one time that said,
Drink your coffee before you start your video.
And that's just how I hear it in my head. So that's what I did. That was for you. They're probably never going to watch another video, and then I had to waste time for the people that are watching the video. But it just, it hit me. So I rolled with it. But today we are going to discuss all the options and things that I have done to my Subaru Outback Wilderness to help give you a better idea of things that you could do if, in fact, you are interested in modifying yours, which if you have one, chances are you're going to be modifying it. I do need to thank the sponsor of today's video because that's how we pay the bills here, and that is Adventure Rig Shop. AdventureRigShop.com is where you can find 99.9% of every item we speak about on my Subaru Outback Wilderness, and I will put the links for various products as well as a code for you to use at checkout when you purchase something from them. It will save you 5%. The code is Nomad. All of that information is in the description. And let's get into the things I've done. I'm not going to go too deep today. I am jacked up on my third cup of coffee, so I will try to keep the talking to a minimum and just give you the information that you're here for. So if you guys are new here, I want to say thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe and come along for all the adventures. We do a lot of stuff here, not just Subaru Outback Wilderness content. But if that's why you're here, let's hop into the things that I've done. This is my second Subaru Outback Wilderness. I had a 22 Subaru Outback Wilderness. I did all the things to it. I took it to a bunch of places, and then I traded it in and got a 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness. And I am taking this new build in a much different direction than my previous build. My previous build was kind of slightly over the top for the type of vehicle that it was. I didn't need all the stuff that I did, but it was cool to just build it and then show people what they could do. But for my 2024 build, I've chosen to keep things a lot easier and a lot more simple. So we're going to kind of start up front. There's really not much to the interior that I've done. I haven't found a suitable phone mount yet that I'm happy with. So if you have a good phone mount that you're happy with, put that in the description. I drilled some holes in my last vehicle's dash to use 67 Designs mounts. It worked well, but at the end of the day, I still had holes in my dash and things were kind of hanging in my face. I'm hoping that somebody comes along with a product that fits this vehicle better. So really on the interior, the only other thing than my phone mount situation that I currently don't have is my aux beam 6-gang light controller. I have a whole video recorded on how I run all the wires for the aux beam controller. I just haven't published it because it's not the greatest video. I did my best. You're really in some tight spaces, but the aux beam 6-gang allows me to control all my exterior lighting. It's a really simple and inexpensive solution for you to control auxiliary lighting. It doesn't, I think it's like 120 bucks or 150 bucks. You can get a 6-gang, you can get a 8-gang, you could get one that's controlled through Bluetooth, through your phone. There's a lot of options there, but that's really the only thing on the interior of the vehicle that I've done to date. The wheels and tires, which I did a whole video on wheels and tires, and I will put that in one of these corners for you. So if you want more information on that, but I did go with the Dakar wheels. I went with a Nitto Nomad Grappler, 245, 65, 17 size. These are a plus 20 offset versus the plus 38 offset I had on my previous vehicle, so they poke out a little bit further. It gives it a really aggressive looking stance. I do love the wheels. And then on the front, what I've done, if you guys have watched any of my videos in the past about my previous setup and things that I would do or wouldn't do, or maybe just intended to look at things a little bit differently, I did not put a roof rack on my 24 Outback Wilderness. I did have one on my 22, and one of the reasons is because I have the CA tuned bumper bar up front that I have two Oh gosh, they are Baja Designs LP6 amber lights mounted to up front. And the reason I'm mentioning the roof rack is because previously I had a light bar up there. I said I would never put a light bar. I wouldn't need a light bar again if I had the bumper bar, because I can put lights on the front of the car now, which I did. And it honestly illuminates the road a lot better having the lights on the front of the vehicle. So I did put the brush bar there. I put the Baja Designs lights. All of that is wired and controlled through my aux beam light controller. And then on the A pillars, I put the CA-tuned ditch light brackets. Again, all of these products, you don't have to try to keep up or write them down, will be in the description for you to go check out for yourself. But the CA-tuned ditch light brackets are like really, really low pro. They keep my lights sitting really close to my hood. I did go with Baja Design Squadron Sport Amber for my A-pillar lights. I know I have too much amber, and when I don't like that, I need to change. I need a white light somewhere, so I'm probably going to add another set of Baja Designs to the front. So I'll have 4 lights up there, 2 amber, 2 white, so I can kind of have more of a flood spot beam combo up front. The amber works really well in like dusty conditions, foggy conditions. I really like the look of the light, but it's not suitable for like late night storm chases. You know, I need to like see in front of me. I want to see if I'm going to hit a deer or something like that. So the A-pillar brackets are super low pro, super nice, and they're my favorite ditch light bracket that I've been able to find so far. And the Baja Designs lights are definitely over the top a bit, but I really like the look of them. They have a huge reputation, so it's something that I decided to go with. Now, what I said I wouldn't do before that I ended up doing anyways is I put the CA-tuned winch mount on the Subaru Outback Wilderness. And I did a whole video about that installation. And the installation is relatively easy. If you're not super comfortable modifying your car, I would just have a shop do it, because you got to take your bumper off. You do got to cut some things. It could be a pain in the butt. It's going to take you a while in your garage. But if you're mechanically savvy, it won't take that long. The reason I said I wouldn't do it previously is because honestly, I never really was in a situation where I needed a winch in my previous Outback Wilderness. But this 2024 model that I have is going to be used mostly for storm chasing. I mean, there will be light adventures, there will be some photography trips, stuff like that. But there's nothing worse than getting yourself into a situation while you're in front of a pretty gnarly storm and not being able to get out of it. Not saying the winch is going to solve that problem, but it's a kind of a peace of mind thing to be able to have that winch. So I did go with the Warn Xeon, I want to say 5,500 pound winch. It's either 5,500 or 4,500 pound winch. And it sits in there flawlessly. It's really pretty. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I haven't had to use it yet. The car's been sitting in my garage in Ohio for the past 3 months, pretty much. I'm in Arizona. So when I get back to get the car, you know, it's just a peace of mind thing for me. I have not done any under. I have not done any under body protection yet. I have options of like Rally Tech is what I used in the past, and they were absolutely great. They were plenty thick enough. Some people say Primitive Racing because they're a little bit thicker. I don't intend for this vehicle to need a really thick skid plate. It's just, again, peace of mind. Underbody protection is a good idea. I have not done it yet. I don't know if or when I will get to it, but it is on the list of a potential thing to add to the 2024. So there is no underbody protection yet, but I did put the CA-tuned rock sliders on the Outback Wilderness. And for me, those things are the best looking rock slider on the market. They're really well built. They're robust. You can use them as a jack point. It covers your pinch weld underneath your car. And I know that there are some other rock slider companies, Rally Tech being one of them, that has a similar design but a completely different look. And the design I'm talking about is covering that pinch weld, because if you're going over a rock and you're smashing up the underbody of your car and you want to slide over a rock, you don't want to slide on your pinch weld, you want to slide on the slider. Those things were a super easy install. Again, I have a full video on the installation of those if you're interested in like a little bit more detail and how that might work. I'll link the video up here for you so you can take a look at that. But those were that's like the most protection, you know, that's all the protection, so to speak, that I have right now. And then what we have, let me see, what else did we do? Oh, the roof rack. So I had mentioned the roof rack previously, but I had the Prinsu on my 22. And the Prinsu roof rack, I've done several videos on it. It was a really great roof rack. I really enjoyed it. It looks really cool. It matches the contours of the vehicle. Like it's a great rack. The problem is you don't have to drill into the roof, but where your factory mounted crossbars are, you are going to have to remove those, which requires you to drop the headliner. And the holes are just a little bit too small, so you have to bore those holes out slightly bigger to fit the Prinsu hardware that they send you with the kit. And that could lead you, if you're not careful about, it could lead you down a road of having your roof rack leak. So I would be very careful with who installs it, how you install it, and that you ensure that you continue to maintain that hardware and where that hardware bolts to the roof of your vehicle. It mounts inside the rain gutters that are on top of the car that are generally covered by a piece of plastic. Well, that whole piece of plastic comes out and the rain gutter is exposed where those holes are. So you really need to continue to seal that. Anyways, that was a rabbit hole. So what I did this time is I didn't want to go that route. I wanted something super simple. And what I did is I went with some Yakima load bars, not Yakima, Thule. Sorry. I had Yakima on the load bars for the 2022, long time ago. Sorry about that. So I have Thule load bars on top of the 2024. And the reason I went with the Thule load bars is because I got a Thule roof box. And the roof box is where I can put all of my clothes. You can pack a bunch of gear in there. You can pack all your camera gear or your camp gear, your stove, your sleeping pads, your pillows, all the stuff that takes up a lot of space inside your car, you can pack in the Thule roof box. And I actually put the Thule roof box on the Lexus GX460 when I drove out to Arizona because I had a bunch of stuff that I needed to bring with me. I put the Thule roof box up there and I was able to drive out here with no problem. But I wanted to go with crossbars over a roof rack, and the crossbars that I went with from Thule, I forget their exact name. I will try to look them up and put them in the description, but they are very low pro to the side rails. They don't stick up maybe more than 3/4 of an inch or an inch off of the factory the factory roof rails on your Subaru. So it just kind of sits flush. It's kind of low key. It's not a big deal, and I can throw my roof box up there when I need it, throw my gear in there when I need it, and that roof box I can take off and store in my garage when I'm not using it. It's just, for me, it made a lot more sense for me to go this route because I lost a lot in miles per gallon when I had all of the stuff attached to my roof in my 2022. I had 2 Roam boxes, Max Track, shovel, all this stuff. And I just don't want all that stuff on my car. And plus, recently I got robbed in Vegas in my Lexus GX460, and what did they steal? My Roam box right off the roof. So I kind of want to keep things a little bit more low key with this build. It is really built for one purpose, and that is to take me on really long trips, mostly on road with some off road. And that's when we go storm chasing in the spring and monsoon season in the summer here in Arizona. So that is a hopefully clear and concise breakdown of everything I have on my 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness. If you have any questions or you need more information, please leave that in the comments. I answer them every single morning and I will get back to you. And that's it. That's all. My birthday's Monday. I'm taking the van. We're going to the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. So I will see you guys on the next one.